Artist Talk. One-on-one conversation, 30 minutes of pure entertainment with musicians, writers, and actors to motivators, chefs, and even rappers to up-and-comings with the it factor. It's the Jazzie K Ward coming at ya. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs. Tune in, chime in, sit back, relax. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Monday to you, and welcome to another great show of Artist Talk. I'm your host, Jazzie K Ward, and I just want to say again, it's almost the end of the month. As you know, April is Jazz Appreciation Month. I hope you discovered new music. I hope you discovered the jazz in you, as well as anybody celebrating a birthday in the month of April. April is a great month, not only because it's my birthday, April the 28th. It's that, the bull season, the Taurus is out, ladies and gentlemen. So anybody celebrating a birthday, happy birthday to each of you. We have a great show for you tonight. Comedian SAMPSON MCCORMICK is going to be up close and personal with us. But before we get started, I need you guys to go over to K Ward Radio on YouTube and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel right there. Make sure you hit the notification bell, as well as jump over to my website, kwardradio.com, and subscribe. Your email address, share with your mom and them, your auntie and them, your cousin and them, everybody in them. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'm so excited. I met SAMPSON last year at an LGBT fest in Birmingham, Alabama. I mean, I've been a huge fan of his and his professionalism, his comedy. I know this is going to be a fun conversation tonight. But first, let me show you what's in store right here on Artist Talk tonight, up close and personal with SAMPSON MCCORMICK.
Running around and stuff, everybody's like vegan and shit. And they got this store called Whole Foods. That's all that's out there is Whole Foods. Have y'all been to Whole Foods before? That shit is expensive. You need a disclaimer before you go up in there. that shit is expensive. You need some whole food stamps to shop up in there. I'm gonna keep it real. Yeah, I do this, but like I'm cheap. Like I fall on a budget. I shop at grocery outlet and food for less. Fuck that. Okay? I love grocery outlet because you can go to grocery outlet, you can get you 2 weeks worth of groceries for $3.20. Okay. And they don't give a fuck. You can go up in there, you can get you some PG County roadkill for 33 cents a pound. They don't give a damn. Okay. But they don't got no customer service, right? You know, it'd be empty. All the shit is in boxes. You got to cut the box open and get the shit out. Right? No customer service. Like you go up there and ask them a question, they look at you like, "Why are you talking to me?" Right? I find the lady. I'm like, "Hey, excuse me, do y'all got ice cream?" Don't you see the freeze over there, motherfucker? And you know what? That's why I steal. I did. I steal. I take 8 pounds of chicken, okay? I go through self-checkout and I ring that shit up as a banana. Yes,
You know what, Jesus? You know, this is going to be a funny show. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, he's an international sensation. He's a comedian. He's a writer. He's a filmmaker. He's an entertainer. I mean, he's an award-winning stand-up comedian. And, you know, he's just so down to earth. So, ladies and gentlemen, share the video. Give this brother a lot of love. And let's welcome Samson to Artist Talk.
Jazzie, what's up?
What's up? I mean, I'm sitting up here thinking about on the show. Where was that show?
That show. Hi, everybody that's watching. I don't warn Jazzie. I'm warning y'all. I got braces. I got a little gap. If you don't like it, that's your problem. Okay, we on the road to looking fabulous. Yes,
That's right.
So we filmed that show at the DC Comedy Loft in DC. We actually did it a year ago.
Okay. Oh wow. I mean, we're going to talk about that a little bit. But hey, everybody, welcome to the show. Again, if you have questions and comments for Samson, please place them there. Hey, Rose Lady. Hey, my friend Jay Ross in California. Costella, also out in LA. Welcome. The Owner B, that's also hanging out with us. But Rose Lady said that she works at Kroger, and that's exactly what they try to do.
Yep. That's because they don't got no customer service.
You know what, Samson, you were not lying about Whole Foods. They are high.
Yeah. They're really high, you know, and it's not to get too deep so quick, but you know, it really does go to show how much it really does cost to live. And when I say live, I mean eat healthy. Thank you, Castell. I mean eat healthy. I mean, you know, to put good things in your body that are going to keep you alive. That stuff, it really does cost. That's what. So I steal.
That's right.
It's reparation.
Well, how do you stay looking so good?
I treat people right, and I treat myself right, and that stuff shows on you. How you move through the world. You know, the type of stuff that you put into your body. You know, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, the food, all that shows up in how you look.
Right. Well, you know, Samson, again, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. I remember when we first met. I've been a fan of yours for a long time, and when we met, I think it was last year in Birmingham, Alabama,
at that strip club. Yeah, I was on that pole, and you came up and put that $1 in my G-string.
Right. And I think it was year before last. I mean, you were just like one of your best friends, somebody you grew up in a neighborhood with. You was just a down to earth guy.
Yeah, that's me. I'm from around the way.
Just around the way. And, you know, just to, you know, to go back a little bit again, Sylvia Wilson said, you are hilarious. Everybody, they just love.
Oh, thank you, Miss Sylvia.
He's an amazing guy. You know, just going back from what last year with the pandemic, just, you know, how have you been doing and just like navigating through, I call it a blessing and a curse for a lot of us.
It's been wonderful for me because for the people who don't know the backstory about me, you know, I'm a trailblazer in comedy as a Black gay man. I was one of the first Black gay men doing stand-up comedy to bring recognition to our stories on the comedy stage. And so that takes a tremendous amount of work. and the bar for us as Black people is already way up here, just to
That's,
get that much attention. So imagine being a Black gay man in a genre like comedy.
that's true.
It was a lot of work, and I was burned out. So it really was a blessing, as in it allowed me to stop and be able to just like rest.
Right. Right. So, just, switching gears back a little bit, you growing up, were you from LA? Did you grow up?
Hell no. I know I look good, but I'm not from LA now.
So tell us a story like growing up, like your family. Did you grow up around a lot of laughter? Did you pick up comedy from family members, grandmother, aunts, cousins?
So I'm from DC.
Okay.
Southeast DC. Hey. And I don't know if you watched the Oscars last night. You saw Glenn Close. She gave us a shout out last night. So look at this little white lady shaking her butt to one of the classics. So yeah, I mean, my childhood was very difficult and sad.
Okay.
Not to bring the energy down, but goddamn.
Do you use some of that in your comedy?
I use all of it because it's me. I've taken all the parts that were broken and put them back together as best as I could, and I have used those to face a lot of challenges that I have in life, and also use them to fuel my comedy.
Right.
So it works. But to answer your question, we did laugh a lot in the neighborhood. Like, if you know where we come from, when we were little, if you were ugly, you knew you was ugly because everybody told you was ugly, and we pointed our fingers and we made fun out of you. We told you look like a cockroach.
Right.
And so if you were ugly, you had to accept that, and you had to develop a sense of humor.
Right.
So they got good at roasting everybody. People stopped roasting them because you respected that person.
Mm-hmm.
If you were fat, people knew you was fat, and they didn't try to tell you, oh no, if you just jog, get your fat ass. And it wasn't no harm.
Right.
That type of humor and that type of realism allowed us to be able to accept ourselves and the reality that life was going to give us.
Right. When I think about, like, my upbringing and kids, when I grew up, I'm just speaking from when I grew up, but the way kids are now, we joke, Samson, but you joke, you seem to kind of get over it now. But now with kids today, I mean, they just go in, and then especially kids, in LGBT plus communities. I mean, these kids are harsh. And I don't know if they're just not maybe built like maybe we were built.
No, they just need their ass whooped. That's all.
Well, I got enough of that growing up, but that's something they don't do today.
Yeah, these grandmamas need to start back drop kicking these kids in the back of their heads when they come in the house talking crazy. But see, grandmamas, you would think more grandmamas would do that because grandmamas are 35 years old now, so they can use their knees. We don't have the structure anymore. Right.
No.
It sounds old fashioned, but it's like, in order to really get through life, in order to really, I don't know, it's just respect and discipline go a long way.
That's true. That's true. I remember things like, but like you said about grandmothers, like they're 35 years old. It's like there's no gap in space between the ages of grandparents. You had your mom or dad, my parents divorced when I was very young, but I had a lot of structure. I had a grandmother and a grandfather, but now today kids are just very different.
Yeah, and the grandmamas, I mean, it's crazy. The grandmama's boobs are still perky. You're supposed to be able to use them boobs for pillows. You got the kids over, so you just flop them across the couch and the kids lay on them.
That's right. So what's your creative process when, for you writing, your comedy or your sketch? Do you write these out? Do they come off the top of your head, or does it depend on the audience? How do you do that?
So that varies, and it's funny that you asked. But okay, so for instance, I have this tablet, and I write little ideas out.
Okay.
Randomly, I might wake up in the middle of the night and write jokes down or whatever, joke ideas, joke premises. Sometimes the entire joke will come to me. Um, but most of the time it's just writing out ideas, writing out words,
Okay.
as you can see. And then if I go back and look at it when I'm at high or the next morning and it's good enough, then I go do it on stage.
You're gonna do it on stage. Wow.
Yeah.
Rose Lady said that's old fashioned butt whipping is what kept us out of jail and out of trouble. Most definitely.
Yeah. I mean, some of it are either, a lot of us are mentally messed up behind them butt whippings, but at least we're not in jail. Shoot.
That's right.
I'd rather be free with, free and crazy than locked up and crazy.
That's right. And a lot of, when I think about your comedy, and a lot of people, if you didn't know, you were the first LGBT comic to ever perform at the Smithsonian Institution.
The Smithsonian Institution, the Howard Theater, and the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts.
And also the Laugh Factory in Hollywood.
Well, they've had some queer comedians, but I was definitely one of the first Black ones to go through there and rock, shake it up.
Right. So how was that experience for you, or how has it been being a gay Black man? What's the challenges that come? Have you had any challenges being, a Black gay man and in comedy from like other comedians?
Have I had any challenges? Is water wet?
Right.
I mean, yes, it's every challenge imaginable.
Mm-hmm.
But when I speak to Black people, especially about being gay,
Mm-hmm.
I let them know that I'm still your brother. It's being a Black person, we face those challenges first.
Right.
And if we could be more honest about the ways that we show up as human beings, we could get over sexuality and all that type of stuff.
Right.
The biggest hurdle that I face is moving through the world as a Black man without the support that I need.
Right.
Thankfully there, you get the support from that's greater than you are. But I mean, there are a lot of resources and things that we move through the world in whatever profession we're in. Whereas Black men, we haven't been educated about what we need, how to do things. So that the trial and error of learning all those things and the discrimination that I face being both Black and gay in this business have definitely been learning experiences. Mm-hmm. They have challenged my character.
Right.
And they made me grow, but they've been tremendously challenging.
They've been challenging. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone, we are up close and personal with comedian, writer, filmmaker, entertainer Sampson McCormick is hanging out with us tonight right here on Artist Talk. We're going to take a short break and we're going to come right back right here on Artist Talk. Hi, this is Jazzie K Ward, your host for Saturday Jazz Affair on FM 90.7 WVAS. Join me for a new segment of Artist Talk. That's 10 a.m. Central Standard Time each Saturday on WVAS. We're going to talk to artists about their music, have great conversation, and much more. That's on Artist Talk on 90.7 FM WVAS. Of course, you can stream the show via WVASFM.org. I hope you can tune in.
Hello everyone, my name is Bridget Williams. I'm the owner of Necessities 101. Please follow the links below that will take you to my website and my business pages. I am trying to collaborate with stylists, bloggers, influencers, musicians, and everyone in between. I specialize in statement jewelry, so if you're planning a wedding or a photo shoot, I am your go-to person. Please check my page out. In doing so, you will be supporting a small business, and I would like to thank you in advance for that. Have a great day.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show Artist Talk. Tonight we're talking with award-winning stand-up comedian, writer, entertainer. Sampson is hanging out with us right here at Artist Talk. And again, if you have any questions or comments, and Samson then went and changed clothes up on us. Samson, what's going on? You all oil down over there and everything?
I mean, this is just me and my natural element. What you talking about?
I know, right?
Sexiness.
Again, everybody, if you haven't seen any of Samson's work, make sure you go to SAMPSONCOMEDY.com. He has a new film out that I just love. And the title of that new film is Love the One You're With. So, Sam, are you loving the one you're with?
Well, you know, I can't tell you that. If I told you that, they might find out about each other.
You see what I mean, y'all? You see what I mean? Victoria says she is here for it.
Yes.
So, you know, Samson, I know you've been on BET, TV One. I mean, you've been on so many networks. I remember your film, is it Don't Make Me Take Off My Earrings?
Well, you know, there are a lot of films. Oh, yeah, by the way, real quick, if y'all got Instagram, follow me on Instagram at Sampson McCormick. It's just my name, at Sampson McCormick on Instagram. I keep that a lot more updated than we do my website, and it's prettier to look at. So, yes, make sure you follow on Instagram.
Make sure everybody, y'all, make sure I know y'all got IG. Go over to IG and follow Sampson McCormick on IG. I mean, I know you've had a lot of, you know, plays like Don't Make Me Take Off My Earrings, BB Boy Blues, That Bitch Better Be Funny.
So yeah, I've done a lot of different work. I've done I have several comedy specials that are out. Don't Make Me Take Off My Earrings. That is one of the classics. I can't believe that was almost 15 years ago that we shot that. Then there's Shea Butter and Jesus. There's That Bitch Better Be Funny, which is the commercially successful one. And then I recently released Church Boy,
right?
Which makes me really happy that we released Church Boy. And my last special was almost 10 years ago, and Church Boy is my #1 most streamed comedy special. Wow. So it's the fact that I'm still doing that in my career this many years later. I'm you know, that's great.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, you touch on a lot of topics. You know, religion, sexuality, racism, life, politics. I mean, you talk about real things. So, you know, with so much, you know, going on in the world today, mind, body, and soul, we need laughter, and we need a lot of that. And especially this movie, Love the One You're With. You know, I don't know, a lot of people may look at it, oh, well, you know, we're a Black gay man. This movie is just for the LGBT community. No, it's a movie that's for everybody. I think everybody, you should be able to take something away from this movie. And what I want to do first is I want to show just a clip from the movie, his latest film, Love the One You're With, which you can also see on Amazon Prime. So let's show that, and then we're going to come back and talk a little bit more about it.
Life has a funny way of showing you your true colors. If love was an actual person, I swear things would be different.
I chose to take care of this one because you can control yourself. Besides, I'm really happy. It's been 5 months.
5 months, and I thought I was your best friend. Way to break the news to a bitch.
You sure know how to keep things interesting.
What I do?
You tell me.
Oh shit.
Wait a goddamn minute. This is my son. You can't be hitting on my son. I will fuck you up.
Can you honestly ask yourself, are you worthy of unconditional love? Because I'm still trying to figure that out.
Wow. That movie, everybody, if you have not seen this, and I know with the pandemic, we got Amazon Prime, we got Netflix, all of that. Go and watch the movie on Amazon Prime. Love the One You're With. Love the One You're With. So, Samson, tell us, when did you start writing this film, and who else were the producers along with that as well?
Okay, so I wrote that film last summer. I think maybe around last July. It took me 2 months to write the script, and then I started casting for it.
Okay.
And the other producers on that are Spencer M. Collins, who is an NAACP Image Award nominee, shout out for Black Excellence, and Anthony Bond, who has created a great catalog of work himself.
Okay. And Costello says she's going to watch it tonight. Again, make sure you go over to Amazon Prime. So what do you want people to take away from this film, Samson, once they see it?
Several things. I want people to take away the reminder that, you know, in relationships, especially long-term relationships, honesty is still the best way to go.
Right.
And also I want people to look at that film and understand that our stories as Black gay men are just as relatable and just as entertaining and just as good and deserve just as much, you know, attention as anybody else's.
That's right. That's right. So, you know, like your influence is going up in comedy. If you were not doing comedy or entertaining or acting, what do you think you would be doing?
Oh, okay. If I was straight, I would probably be, if I was straight, because it depends now. I would probably be a minister or
you can't be you said straight and a minister. You can't be gay and be a minister?
Of course you can, but I think my life path would have been a little bit different.
Okay.
The shit that I've gone through as a gay Black man has been so crazy. And plus I need to cuss and smoke weed while I talk about it. So it had to be comedy, even though I think, you know, comedy is, you know, we use the word ministry and stuff like that in church, but I think comedy nourishes people in that same way.
Okay.
And I think it allows the person who is delivering the message to have a lot more freedom to talk about things. But there's a very thin line if you look at the way, you know, both things happen.
Right.
A comedy performance versus a service or theater, you know. But anyway, to answer your question, so there's that, or either I probably would be a veterinarian or a teacher.
Oh, okay. Great. Tell us something that we'll be surprised that we don't know about you, if you can share.
I'm kind of shy.
Really shy? Yeah, I get that, because I tell people don't believe that, because I do radio and other stuff, and it's like, well, how do you do these programs? Like, I'm very shy, but people's like, I don't believe that, Jazz. I just say, hey, I do what I have to do, and then I kind of go in my little push. You know.
Yeah, it's the thing about it is, because I see people, especially now with the internet, everybody's like, look at me. I don't need to do all that. Like, I've always naturally gotten attention from people. I mean, because I'm beautiful to look at and I'm entertaining. So I mean, what is there to not give attention to, you know? But after all that, you do have to kind of go in and recalibrate.
That's true. Did you have a lot of people in your DMs?
I have a lot of people in my face. Okay, people be getting bold with me.
I believe it.
They be in the DMs though, but you know, it's never the ones that you want in your DMs. It's always. Can I tell you something? After they done like 25 of your pictures,
right?
With your fingers with the boogers, they tapping the phone with the boogers. And they slide in your DM.
So silly.
Hey, sexy.
Hey,
can I come over there?
So who were some of your influences in the business growing up that you looked up to?
Oh, that's easy. Moms Mabley, Whoopi Goldberg, Joan Rivers, Red Fox, Richard Pryor, and I'm pretty sure there are some more, but those are the ones that immediately come to mind.
Right. I mean, have you ever been on the show where? Well, I don't know if it's actually this, but have you ever been on someone you really looked up to in the business that you maybe done a show with that you were maybe a little disappointed maybe when you had to work with? Anybody like that?
Everybody's been great.
Oh, that's good. That's great. You know what, Steph? See that I feel for that.
Oh, I've had a few. I've had a few run-ins.
Right.
There have been entertainers who are blatantly homophobic on stage,
No.
but behind the scenes or at a party, I've been hit on by them, or they get on stage, you know, women this, coochie this, and that, and then you go back to the house with them, and their boyfriend is at the house, or
All right.
you're like, hold on, wait a minute.
What?
So there's been that, and then of course there have been a few comedians and things that I work with who knew I was gay, and because some of them are very competitive, so if they're working with you, they will look at you and they'll study you and stuff, and they'll be like, well, I don't want that one in here. And I was doing a show with Jimmy Walker from Good Times.
All right. Okay.
And he had me taken off a show.
Oh, wow.
And he got on stage and was bragging about it.
Well, so, and I'm sure with other challenges, how do you persevere? How do you just keep moving forward through those experiences?
I don't have a choice.
Right. Okay.
You either choose to understand what your assignment is as a person and follow through with it, or you can live with the misery of understanding your assignment but still not going after it and living with that defeat. I'd rather not do that.
Right. That's true. What's some advice, Samson, that you can give someone that's, you've been in this business a long time. So what advice could you give them for those who want to get into comedy and acting?
If you want to get into comedy, please be funny. Don't get into it because your grandmama thinks you're funny, because it don't work like that. Okay. Right. If you want to act, do it because you want to study the craft and because you want to perfect the craft. And that's just not with acting, that's with comedy. You have so many people who want to be in the business now because they want to be seen, and and that's okay too. Mm-hmm. But if you want a sustainable career, something that you can look back on 40 years from now and be proud of, you want to study it, and you're going to have to be in for the long haul.
Okay. So, can you tell us, what does Samson have coming up next? How can we support the film Love the One You're With? Any other shows you have coming up?
So I will be in DC at the DC Comedy Loft June the 11th through the 12th. I'll be doing 4 shows there. Okay. And that's in Washington, DC. As far as projects, I've been kicking out projects. So I have a couple of things coming up. Okay. A few magazine covers this year. Oh. Let's see. We just did Love the One You're With. I have, it's been announced, but I'm also a co-executive producer of B-Boy Blues, the film, which will be out later this year. Oh, wow.
Y'all gonna let me in the movie?
Well, we recorded it. We shot that movie last year in New York City.
In New York City. Okay.
So there's that, and just more comedy.
Just more comedy, and tell people again how they can support the film Love the One You're With.
On Amazon Prime. Go to Amazon Prime, look it up, Love the One You're With. After you watch it, leave a review. I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy it because we put out very good work. So leave a review. People who have negative things to say, they leave their reviews. But it's really important for people who have positive things to say to not slide into my inbox and go, oh, I like the movie. Leave that so Amazon can see that. Because if people are leaving negative reviews because they don't want to see a movie with gay folks in it, or they're mad that they didn't produce the film or whatever, that's going to affect our opportunities. And, it's just very important for us to support every solid effort that we see in order to achieve more visibility.
That's I believe in that. It is all about support, and that's what we have to do, is support each other. And Theona B says, I always leave reviews. She got you.
Okay, thank you.
She's definitely gonna check out the movie. Samson, my buddy, thank you so much for coming on Artist Talk. And hey, will you come back again on the show?
If you invite me again, I sure will.
And whenever you have another show, I know I can't make it to DC, but do you have any shows coming up like in Atlanta anytime soon that you know?
No, you know, it's things are still kind of in limbo a little bit. So I'm just kind of sneaking off the places where I can get to perform, and because you know we don't know how long things might stay open. So
right. What about any virtual shows? Do you do any virtual shows like on your IG page? Because I always follow you though.
I've done a few virtual shows, but I don't do too many of them because you know you need people to come out to your real shows.
That's right.
So that's why I create content and I put it online.
And again, you can follow. If you have IG, make sure you go to Samson McCormick on IG. And everybody, don't forget SAMPSONComedy.com. Love the one you with. Go to Amazon Prime. My buddy, thank you so much. Continue blessings to you. And I've watched the film already like 3 times. So.
Oh, thank you. Yes, keep sharing it and stuff. I'm very proud. Like, I mean, every time I put a project out, I'm always, okay, how can I improve? How can we change it up? But this project for what we put out here it's a great story. It's funny. Yeah. And it's totally worth the 1 hour, you know, that it takes to look at it.
Oh yeah, and before you go, is there anybody that you would like to work with that you just haven't had the opportunity to work with as of yet?
Oh, in what capacity? You mean on screen?
Yeah, on screen.
It's funny because I've met them all, but it's right. You know, I would really be curious to see what working with Oprah would be like.
Oh yeah.
I want to work with Angela Bassett, Loretta Devine.
Oh yeah, I could definitely see that.
Whoopi, you know, but these are people that like I met, you know, and Monique, you know, actually I'm going to produce a film in the somewhat near future, and I'm gonna put it out there that she'll be in this film, this next one.
Oh wow.
And who else? You know, it's comedy. I like the lane I'm in. I'm open to any comedians, but you know, I don't know. I'm kind of just open to see where things go.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, my brother, you always have my support. And if it's anything that Jazzie can do on his end, just please let me know. And I will.
Oh, you froze for a second.
Did I?
Yeah, you froze for a second. I was like, hold on.
Okay. I was saying, continued blessings to you. Anything that I can do on my end, Samson, to support your craft, to support your brand, period, your comedy, please, just a phone call away, email away. But I will definitely keep pushing the movie and anything else you need us to support you with.
Thank you, Black man, and I hope you know I support you too.
I appreciate it so much, and we'll talk real soon, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
All right, bye, y'all.
Bye-bye. Hey, everybody, another great show. My friend, Mr. Samson McCormick. Make sure you go over to SAMPSONComedy.com and make sure go to Amazon Prime and check out the movie Love the One You With. Follow him on IG at Samson McCormick on IG. Thank you all so much for another great show. Don't forget to join me again for another edition of Artist Talk coming up on Thursday. And also, it's my birthday, April the 28th. So any Cash App you want to send me, Jazzie KW, is right there. I appreciate each and every one of you for your support. Go over to YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel, K Ward Radio, as well as kwardradio.com. My friend Costella, on my birthday, I'm going to have maybe not 1, not 2, but maybe 3 mojitos. That's what I'm going to have. Any artists that would like to be featured on the show, please come on please send me your information. All of that is listed there. My PayPal, Cash App, all that jazz is there. Join me on 90.7 WVAS each and every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. That's Central Standard Time. You never know who's going to be on the show on a Saturday Jazz Affair with Jazzie K Ward. That's right, Victoria. A little jungle juice. We need a little jungle juice in your life. Thank you all so much. Have a great night. Make sure you take care of yourself and be kind to others. Good night.
Out there, I can't live up to every stereotype, you know. I don't know all the lyrics to Biggie songs, and weed falls out of some of the blunts that I roll. That's all I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? It's just real hard. It is really hard living up to stereotypes. And like people expect you to do that. I think it's something that's like kind of like ingrained into society. You know what I'm saying? It's like we've learned that certain people do certain things, so we expect them to do that type of stuff. And it kind of shows in the way we interact with each other. Like even if we mean to do it or don't mean to do it, I think it happens. Like even in general life. Like I'm out on the train the other day, keeping a low profile, because when I'm in front of white people, I'm like, I'm gonna be one of the educated ones. I'm serious. Like I purposely, some days when I don't have nothing to do, I ride the blue line to Franconia and Springfield with a Wall Street Journal. I'll be like,
A live one-on-one conversation. 30 minutes of pure entertainment with musicians, writers, and actors to motivators, chefs, and even rappers to up-and-comings with the it factor. It's the Jazzie K Ward coming at ya.